Welcome everyone, my name is Mustafa, otherwise known as Chris, and welcome to Sim War Thunder. Now today I'm doing a premium plane review of the A6M5 Ko Reisen. This is a gift plane, not a premium, well it is a premium plane, but it's a gift plane, so you can't just buy this straight off the bat, so it is DLC, unless you want to do an event which is on at the moment, but other than that it's DLC. So it will cost you more than the average premium plane, so I'm just going to go over the good points and the bad points and give you some tips on how to fly this plane well, so I hope you enjoy. Alright, so let's start with the good points. Now, the first thing to note on any Zero is the turn time. The turn time is absolutely exceptional, and if you've been flying the earlier Zeros like the A6M2 and the A6M3, then when you get to the A6M5, it's basically just a really good version of those aircraft. You will fly it, and you'll instantly know how to fly it, but it will fly a lot better than the others did. So if you've flown those before, which you definitely have if you've been flying Japanese anyway, then yeah, this is definitely an aircraft for you. It's also just extremely manoeuvrable in general. I mean, the turn time's great, but it's also got a really good roll rate. You can maneuver it with the rudder very well and stuff like that, and you can perform some really cool maneuvers. I imagine if you've got a joystick as well, you'll really be able to push this aircraft to its limits. So, if you're looking for a maneuverable aircraft, this is the king of maneuverable aircraft. So it's just so great. Also, it's got a really good burst mass. I mean, it's got 3.5 kilograms per second burst mass, which is pretty damn good. I mean, for a lot of aircraft, they've got something along those lines, but this aircraft has that, so it's really good. And also with those 250 rounds of ammunition for the cannons, and you have two cannons as well, there's 125 rounds of ammunition per cannon, which is pretty decent. I mean, in historical battles, that's about 3, maybe 4 kills, and you're never going to be getting, well, you might be able to get 3 or 4 kills. I've achieved 3 at the most so far in this, but you know, that's enough rounds of ammunition. You can just go reload anyway when you're done. You go back to the airfield or whatever. So that's enough ammunition, and with that kind of burst mass, you can get some really quick and easy kills. So definitely a good point about this aircraft. Now also, this is a premium gift aircraft, so you get a lot of bonuses just for getting kills and stuff with it. So any XP you do get is going to get extra percentages put on top of that, which will just really rake in the XP. So if you're looking to get a lot of XP at the higher ranks, because it is harder to get XP at the higher ranks, well, it's easy to get XP, but there's a lot more XP you need to get. So if you're looking to level up a lot quicker, then this is definitely a good aircraft for doing that. Now also something to notice is its climb rate. It's got a climb rate of 22.8 meters per second, which is just, that is really damn good, especially for an aircraft like this. This is not a boom and zoomer, so you know, for it to be able to climb like that is really good, and you can use that again to your advantage along with the maneuverability and stuff like that. It just makes it a very easy aircraft to use, and it's a lot of fun to use too. Now, of course, with any good aircraft, there is going to be some bad points, so let's go over those. The main problem with all of the Zeros, and like I said earlier, if you've flown a Zero, then you've basically already flown this, but it's a lot better. But the thing with a Zero is it's quite weak. All the Zeros are quite weak in terms of, it doesn't take a lot of hits to take these aircraft down. You can get shot in the wing and you'll lose your flap easily, you can lose your ailerons, you can get a massive hole in your wing. It doesn't take much at all. A lot of aircraft in this game can take quite a bit of damage before going down, but this is not one of those aircraft. So do not be flying this thing expecting to just take bullets like there's no tomorrow. It will go down very easily. And also its secondary machine guns aren't very good. It's got two 20mm cannons, which is fantastic, but it's also got two 7.7mm machine guns, which once your cannon ammunition runs out, they just are not that effective at all. It will take you ages to kill aircraft with those that type of ammunition. So my advice to you is pretty much once you've run out of your cannon, just go back and reload or whatever, because you're not going to get any kills with those sorts of machine guns. I mean, even on the lower ranked Spitfire and the Hurricane, they've got loads of 7.7mm machine guns, but it can still take a while with those. So with this aircraft, do not expect to be killing things with those machine guns. It won't work. Cannons, yes. Machine guns, no. Alright, that's pretty much all I've got to say about the aircraft in terms of good and bad points. Now here's some tips for flying this aircraft. First of all, because of its climb rate in historical battles, you want to fly it to about 10,000 feet. I find that's the best place to be. If you go too low, then obviously if someone dives on you, you can turn out of the way, but there's no point risking that. If you're high up in the first place, then you know they're going to have to fight you on your own ground at high altitude, so don't allow them to dive on you in the first place. Obviously, if you're going up against the Americans, then obviously most of them are boom and zoomers or energy fighters, whatever way you want to look at it. So you just got to use your turn time to your advantage. Your maneuverability is your biggest advantage, so use it. Don't let a boom and zoomer chase you for ages while you can't outrun them. Just turn as quickly as possible and in a direction that you know for a fact they're not going to be able to take you out on. like this BF-109 here, if I remember the footage correctly, I fly towards him and then start turning out of the way like I am now. And what this does to him is he doesn't have the maneuverability that I have, so I get to turn out the way and get on his tail. And that's what you need to do in this aircraft. You need to keep concentrating, watching what your enemy's doing and keep maneuvering to keep out of their way, and you will win every single dogfight if that's the case. I mean, clearly you're going to get shot down eventually in this aircraft anyway, like you will with most, but if you can really use that maneuverability, you will be able to just outdo your enemy in most situations. Also, if, like I said earlier, if you run out of ammunition on your cannons, go and reload. Just get the hell out of there, because the 7.7s will not cut it, and you're probably going to die if you go into dogfights with that sort of armament. It's not going to work out too well for you. Also, if you do happen to get shot, just go and return to base. Even if it is a slight bit of damage on the wing, it's not too bad, but in this aircraft it's rare that you're going to say, I've got a slight bit of damage on my wing. The slightest little hit from an enemy aircraft will probably be your end. I mean, I get hit by a Fokker Wolf in a moment, and that's my wing damage, as you can see there. Now, there is actually something you can do if your wing does get damaged like this. Now, what I'm doing here is turning to the left constantly. You see, if I turn to the right, as you're going to see in a moment, or not, the thing with this aircraft is, if you do get shot in the wing, turn on the wing which is damaged. If you turn against the wing which is damaged, what you tend to find is you will not be turning quite as well. So just make sure you're turning on the damaged wing. It will, you'll be able to turn quite quickly still. You won't be able to turn as quickly as you could have if you had a fully fixed wing, but your turn time, like I said, is your greatest advantage, so keep using it even when you're damaged. But if you can't keep your aircraft in the air when you're damaged, just make sure you go and return to base, or whatever the case may be, because like I said, the slightest bit of damage on this aircraft could be your end. It's not one of those aircraft that can stay in the air for long. That was a bit of a ramble. So yeah, that's pretty much all the advice I can really give you on this aircraft. It's a very versatile aircraft overall, in both historical battles and arcade battles. It's good in both. I prefer it in historical battles, to be honest, because there's less aircraft to be shooting at you constantly, and like I said, it doesn't take a whole lot of damage, but you can use it quite effectively in arcade. But in historical battles, where there's less aircraft, you have more of a chance of being able to use those advantages that you have and really take out a lot of enemy aircraft and be a good pilot for your team. So that's all I've really got to say about the A6M5 Ko Reisen. Now, if you're thinking about skipping this aircraft for the A6M5 Reisen, which is also unlocked at rank 12, you should note that it doesn't have all of the same advantages that this one has. This one is slightly faster. It's got a better climb rate, sorry, and I also think it has a better turn time. So this is definitely the better aircraft to pick out of the two. But obviously, this one costs money, the other one doesn't. So it's really up to you. But I would highly recommend this aircraft. It's like an 8, maybe a 9 out of 10, as long as you know how to use it. That is. So anyway, that's all I've got to say about that. Buy this aircraft, it's great. If you want more premium reviews and stuff like that, please subscribe, like and comment and all that good stuff. I've been Mustafa, over and out.